When I bought this car a few months ago, it was about 7 different colors. I bought a dent pulling kit off Amazon. I'm gonna do some body work and I'm gonna respray a few of these panels. So the question is, DIY or don't? Should you do it at home yourself or should you have a professional do it? On this episode, we're gonna find out the answer to that question. Real quick guys, this video took me over 70 hours to produce, and if you guys could help out the channel by purchasing a hoodie or a t-shirt in the description down below, tylerthrower.com, little TT on the front, cartoonized car on the back. I love you all, thank you, enjoy the video. Before I start the body work on this car, let's go over some of the differences between rattle canning a car and using an actual paint gun to paint it. Let's start with the professional setup and we'll get that out of the way. So with these types of guns, you get a lot more adjustability. You can control the air and the amount of paint that you're getting into the gun. They lay the paint a lot more consistently and the clear coat. There also isn't as much overspray when you're using these things. So overall, you have a better experience, but it does require a little bit more setup and it requires a few more tools or accessories to go with it and make it a little bit easier to paint your car. And you can get a couple of different types. Like this one's got the bottom mount for the paint and this one's got a gravity fed top mount for the paint. Rattle can is way easier to use. It sprays exactly how it sprays out of the can, one way. That's it, there's no adjustability. These do develop a little bit of more overspray, and these don't lay down nearly as nice, so that means you're gonna have to wet sand a lot more after using these. Same thing with the clear coat, same issues. More overspray, it only comes out of the can one way. These are a little bit easier to use, like more beginner friendly. If you're just doing one part, if you're painting out in your front yard or in your driveway, this might be the better ticket for you. Don't recommend painting outside. I have 4 cans of the rattle can. The goal is to do the body work on the rear quarter panel, repaint the rear quarter panel, also paint the front fender. If I have anything left over, I might do the door, might do the spoiler, and I might do the mirror caps. It all depends how things go with the rear quarter panel. Now, let's go push these dents out in this car and then start the prep work for painting. What am I, a chicken? First thing I'm gonna do is work on pushing this dent out more. So I got these from Amazon. They have tips on them that are swappable, and you can just go in the car and press on the dent from behind until it comes out. All right, so let's test these suckers out. They like use leverage off of something to get it, but I'm like trying to use my hand for leverage. It's kind of hard to, like I gotta like pin my arm on the floor, and the way they, like in the videos, they like turn it, trying to like find the spot. They made this look so easy. There's like only like one really bad spot I wanna get out. Oh, I found it, okay. Does it look any different?
It looks like it's pushed out a little bit.
Damn it. Okay, let's try it. You can like feel the indent on the other side. So I'm not gonna be able to get it perfect because I'm not a professional, but if I can push out some of the dent, that way I have less stuff to Bondo after the fact. That's kind of the goal here. Okay, I was using this one first. I'm gonna try this one out and see if I can get it like more in the center of the dent. I'm gonna toss these like underneath the tool to see if I can get a little bit more leverage when I'm like twisting it. I see it moving. It's hard to like stay on the crease. That looks a little better. So all I'm doing is like trying to feel for like the dimple on the back of it and put this point right on it, but it keeps sliding off of it. The pros make this look really easy. I'm gonna try heating the metal a little bit. That way it becomes a little bit more pliable. It might work, might not, but let's give her another shot. Oh yeah, it's really warm now. The hard part is like staying right on it to push it. Because I can feel it with my thumb, but then it feels a little better. There's still another bump below it too. So we've been here for like a good 45 minutes now. Hold on, I'm gonna keep working it. I think I'm getting there. I think I was being too much of a weenie before.
Not gonna lie guys, this was really tough. I spent like another hour working on this, and this is all the farther that I got with this dent. Pros make it look easy.
I think I can live with that. Not perfect, but definitely better than it was. So I'm gonna try one of these 3M moderate stripping pads first. If I need to go any higher of a grit, I'll grab the DeWalt sander and probably hit it to knock down like that ripple in between the different paint layers to make it a little smoother before I then apply all the Bondo. I'm gonna use some wax and tar remover to see where I'm at so I can get a better look at what I'm doing. And this will get rid of all like the particles that I just threw into the air on the material. Not bad, definitely need to hit up here a little more I think. Like right here is a good point because you can kind of see like how it looks now. Yeah. And you can see the different layers of the paint too from other people repainting it before. This stuff is finally cured up, so I'm going to sand it down try and get it flush and smooth, and then probably have to reapply it and sand again. Round 1 is sanding. Gonna give it another coat of Bondo and try and skim it. Mainly around here is the only spots that need it. This top half is pretty good now.
Just finished sanding the last skim coat on the quarter panel there. Now I'm gonna mask everything off and put a little sandable primer down with the Rattle can. Then I have to wait and sand that again. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. It's only been like 10 hours since I started. That's what happens when you kind of know what you're doing, but kind of don't know what you're doing. You're trying to figure it out along the way.
Go over all the bare metal. I look pretty freaking goofy right now, don't I? I'm definitely gonna hit this again. I did not mean to put it on that thick, but it's sandable primer. See that crack is still visible? I'll probably have to do it twice, if not 3 times to fill that in. I made a mistake when doing the Bondo. I should have applied more Bondo in a crack that I didn't. And I tried to put 3 or 4 coats of the sandable primer on it. So right there, I don't know, autofocus is having a hard time on the iPhone. You're probably like, just repaint the whole thing. You're already like halfway there. Yeah, you're right, 100%. But I'm gonna try and put one more thing of primer down, let it dry. If not, I'll have to Bondo it. And then I can finally lay down some paint only like 7 hours later than I wanted to. Here we go again. Oh man, this stuff takes a while. Okay, so after about 7 or 8 coats of filler primer, that's what it looks like now. Yeah, we'll see if that fixed my problem or not. See you tomorrow. I mean, this one I'm not like super upset with. I hit it earlier with the lower stuff and it seemed pretty good. Or the higher grit, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna hit that with a 220 and call that one good. Because there wasn't nearly as many imperfections in it. All right, so off camera, I took this block sander, hit it with some 150, and it's looking a little better. I think the dents got pulled out a little high here from the dent puller or me pushing it with that tool. So they're a little bit further out. I'm gonna try and give it some little baby taps. I don't know how well this is gonna go. I've never done this. Still a valley in there. I think if I skim coat it, it might work. Gotta go get some more Bondo. I was gonna paint it earlier, but then somebody stopped by that knows what the f they're doing with body work. If they hadn't stopped by, it would have looked horrible. I ended up sanding it down again a couple of times, skim coating it with a couple more coats of Bondo, I think 3 coats actually, and it looks a lot better. There's a lot less ocean waves in it, a lot less pinholes. It's not perfect. This is only my 2nd time doing this. So now we're gonna lay down our first coat of paint, and hopefully that goes well. But this does take a really long time. This is like literally the 4th night I've been here working on this. So just remember that if you are new to it and you don't know what you're doing, usually plan for a little bit more time than you think. But let's spray. Fender first. Coat number 1 down. I think we might have some problems covering the black part on the fender. I probably should have primed the whole fender. We'll find out. Tips for doing this: light, light, then heavy. That's all I got. I don't know what I'm doing. Ran into some issues with the rattle can. It was splattering on this fender. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait till tomorrow, lightly scuff it, try and get those out, and then hit it again, maybe 2 times if I have to. Just some of the realities though of working with rattle can versus an actual spray gun. The spray gun, as long as you have it set up correctly and everything's running smoothly, it should not do that. 4 or 5 coats on the quarter panel. This looks pretty good. I'm gonna let this dry. And the bottom here looks pretty good. You can see some of my defects, some of the defects of me sanding, not sanding a high enough grit, and me doing poor body work. For a second go around at doing this stuff, I think it looks pretty good.
All right, I slept on the couch here last night, got like 3 hours of sleep. I scuffed the door as soon as I woke up. I scuffed all the other panels that I painted as soon as I got up. All 2000 grit, just to put some micro scratches in them. So when I put a few coats on this door, whatever it takes, on my last coat, I'm going to also paint the quarter panel and the fender again, and I'm gonna skim coat the entire quarter panel. That way the clear coat has something wet to adhere to. I'm gonna be able to re-clear the entire fender, the entire door, and the entire quarter panel all at once. I am exhausted. This has taken me all week. Body work is hard, man. Painting with rattle cans is hard. It just, if you don't clean the tip out, you get little dots everywhere in it, and it's just frustrating. Oh, read the directions on stuff, but here goes fucking nothing.
I just finished the clear cut up. I learned that speed and pacing, and you gotta watch it. Wow, I look fucking exhausted. like the pace that you do it at is very important. You got to like keep an eye on the clear as it's laying, so like it gets the enough coverage but doesn't run, and there's like a fine line in between the two. It's something you got to learn by doing, because the first time I did this in the side skirt, I definitely didn't do that, and I didn't carry a light with me. Carrying a little light with me, having the area well lit is definitely a big crucial step in this. So now I got to wait till tomorrow, let this cure for 24 hours, and then tomorrow evening I will come back and wet sand and buff all this. After like 35 hours, it's blue. I'm blown away at how good this looks for being a rattle can. The bodywork, not perfect, but that's something I can always get better at the more I do it. Now we have to wet sand and buff. This is the scary part though, because I've only done this like once or twice beforehand, and I'm really gonna take my time. 1500, 2000, and 3000 grit sandpaper, and that's what we're gonna work our way up through with wet sanding. The quarter panel is sanded the whole way up to 3000. The door is sanded up to 2000. The fender is sanded up to 2000. I had an issue. I was wiping this with a towel back and forth to dry it, and it put some scratches in it because I caught some debris. So I had to redo the 1500 on this and the bottom of this. So that sent me back a little bit. But the 3000 on the quarter panel looks pretty damn good. Let me show you. That's 3000. So we're just gonna wrap this up. Take your time, do X's, make sure you wet it. If you start to feel something like friction in the sandpaper, stop, re-wet it, spray it off, or use a squeegee. Just take your time. I'm not an expert at this. Hopefully it looks better than the side skirt I did in the last video. And if I have enough paint left over, I'm actually gonna go redo the side skirt, which I think I might have already mentioned in another clip. Back to wet sanding. It's like 2 in the morning. I gotta paint the side skirt still. Watching Donut to keep myself motivated. Watching the high-low 350Z series. This took me like 40 hours. I painted half my car. Holy shit, dude. It looks so fucking good. Oh, I can't believe this. I can't believe this is a fucking rattle can, dude. That was a long 10 or 11 days. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think this turned out awesome. This turned out way better than I expected. I did not think a rattle can could look this good. I think it comes down to the prep work and the post work that you do and how consistently you lay down the paint. I mean, if you're gonna do a panel or two with rattle can, I don't think it's a bad choice if you don't have the setup and all the extra tools that you need to make that happen. Now, if you're gonna paint half a car like I pretty much just did, I would not recommend it. That took way too long. And there was a lot of wet sanding involved. But hey, if you guys want to keep following the build, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. Buy a hoodie or a t-shirt if you want to support me. And I'll see you in the next one. Wow. It looks so good. It looks so good. I can't believe I did that, dude. Wow.